creation through bomb and form. The greatest to ever do it like Kareem in the form. Or Dame at the buzzer, Skip at the rucker. 96 Bulls, the GOAT, there's no other. Bulls and Goats get some wins, but never cover. The word gave the answer to sin. No stuff.
I'm performing some microsurgery while you're talking.
Microsurgery. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
All right, no problem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Behind the Plays. I'm your host, Davion, and with me, as always, is the man, the myth, the obvious surgeon, Eric.
That's me, surgeon, for sure. Can you imagine if a surgeon rolled up like this? Like, I have my fucking golf hat on, my headset, my orange Broncos shirt, and I'm like, all right, who we cutting open today?
You know, honestly, I trust that guy. Be real.
I kind of do, too.
Yeah, let's be real. I think that's the most sincere. Like, he's so dedicated to his job. He just came straight from, like, the golf course, you know?
It's true. I was doing better shit. You
Yep.
interrupted me, so we're gonna get you out of here nice and quickly.
Exactly. So it's an easy slate today. Just intro. We're gonna talk about the trade deadline trades that went down, because it ended like an hour ago, 2 hours ago for us. Broncos game, Eagles game. We're gonna pick a couple highlight games, go over our results for week 9, which our pick'ems are crazy, and our week 10 pick'ems. We'll pick those, and then we'll get on out of here. Piece of cake, because it is election night and I do want to sit down. I do have funniness to report. It is annoying to sit down at my desk right now because I hurt my ankle last night playing in my rec league basketball game. Came down with a rebound, landed on big dude's ankle, and just wha-pa-pa, and now I'm just like, ow. So yeah, it's swollen.
It'd be like that
it's
sometimes.
less swollen. It's less swollen. It was a little bit. I would say that my ankle was the size of a slightly smaller tennis ball. It is probably now the size of a golf.
You're having one of those moments when we were in elementary school, and you'd be sitting at the water fountain for like an hour because you put up like 11 receptions, 6 touchdowns, and like 473 yards at recess.
Yeah. And honestly, I wish I was joking. Even crazier, I think I put up, like, in our rec league, I think that was my career high in points. I had like 14 points. Like, you know, and just the rec league. Like, not all time. I've scored like 30 in a game when I was younger. But like, just in our rec league, my job is not to score. So like, something you should all know when it comes to basketball is you always need to understand your role as the player on your team. My role is to be, I come off the bench. I do not start. And if I do start, I swear to God, everything goes terribly. Okay. My job is to hustle, maybe make a couple defensive plays, make sure our guys that are actually like that our scorers get rest when they need it, and I score if necessary. I kid you not, 4 wide open layups, and that's the reason I scored so much. They literally, like, I got a couple steals, got a block, we got a couple fast breaks, I got a couple easy layups because my point guard found me, and I hit 2 threes. I went 2 for 3 from 3. I missed my first one. I hit a corner 3, and then I think I hit my favorite play I've ever made in a rec league. We were on a fast break. I had one of my teammates cut. My other person with the ball went in mid, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna leak out to the 3. They collapsed. I get an open look. I see old dude coming out of the corner of my eye to block my shot. Hit him with a pump fake. Flies by, little dribble reload. Nothing but net. Felt real good. It felt real good.
Yeah.
That was easily my favorite play. And then it was like, literally, I kid you not, 2 plays later, I hurt my ankle. I was like, fuck. It was bad. I
was never a big basketball person. Though if you did put me into like a rec league game or like, you know, a YMCA ball game or whatever, I know my role, and it's called B6'3", 315.
You know, we could use one of those.
And be bigger than most guys at the YMCA.
I definitely could use one of those.
You know, you need a guy to set some screens. You need a guy to grab some boards. I'm your man. I am maybe the opposite of coordinated with a basketball.
Okay.
But like,
everybody has
hey
a
man,
role.
you need to be a guy. I'm the king of the paint, right? I'm gonna set up fucking like I'm gonna double in like rebounds and assists.
Dog. So I have a funny story.
and score like 4 points off of offensive rebounds.
So this is our 4th season. Okay. Our first 2 seasons we won the championship. The 3rd season we made the 3rd seed. So we had to play a doubleheader on championship day. You have to win the first game, and then you play the championship game after. So we win the playoff game by 4, and then we won the championship. We lost the championship game by 1. Right? It was a close game, great game. So we're back with vengeance. However, Our primary score. So this is our 4 season. It's basically been the same team, same core team members. We've subbed out 1 or 2 people here and there, right? Because they couldn't play anymore, and we move on. We have this one dude who I swear to God at any point could just go score. I don't think there's a dude in this league that can stop him. Okay, he is that good. I also would like to preface this as a co-ed league, so we have girls on our team too. Also dogs, by the way. So this is dude on our team. I swear to God, he could drop 30 points at will. We were actively shocked when he was like, I'm not scoring today. And I swear to God, he had a double-double in points. Assists and rebounds. I swear to God. That's why I had so many open layups. I literally would grab a rebound, pass it out to him. I'd run down, and then the other team wouldn't run with us. So he just caught me on an easy layup. It was crazy work. It was insane. I probably could have had 20 if I made a couple more of my shots. I missed a putback layup, and it literally was in the hoop and then just rolled out. It was one of those. It felt so bad. And then my first shot I missed was an in and out 3, and I was really sad. So I was feeling on target. I even said it at the beginning. I was like, I feel great today, guys. Let's have a good game. I was like, energy. This is what that means. And I was like, oh, I scored 14 points, had 4 assists, and I had 3 steals and a block. I'm feeling great today. It was great. So rec league's fun. Play sports if you enjoy sports. I'm not the best basketball player, but I have a lot of fun with the people I play with, and half the time that's all that matters. I know ball. I know enough ball to have fun.
I know. I wanted to get into rec league baseball because I played baseball for a long time when I was younger.
I could see that. Yeah. Honestly, I would love to play flag football with you. That'd be so much fun. See, flag football's not my forte because
if you didn't pick it up on the way I play basketball, given that I play basketball like fucking Brian Urlacher, flag football's not exactly my thing. But I get where it's at.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, I'm 6'3" and bigger than most dudes. You need a tight end in the corner. I got your guy. I'm your guy.
You know what? We all need one of those. Hey, you need your checkdowns. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's true.
All right. Well, today was one of the most important days in American history, and that is the trade deadline for us.
And nothing else going on today.
Nothing else going on. Totally nothing. Speaking of that, let me look up all the trades because there were quite a few. I just need the whole recap. I know there were some big ones, and there's one that in particular I texted Eric about, and it set my fight or flight was triggered immediately. And we'll get to that. So we'll go through each of these trades. There's about 15 or 20 of them, I think, that are here in reverse chronological order. We'll go in chronological order. So we've already talked about Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper, Cam Akers got traded. We talked about D-Hop. We talked about Uche. We talked about Deontay Johnson. So on today, there was about 10. So there were about 15 in the last couple weeks, right? 15 to 20. So
yep.
With Baron Browning started off the day, was traded from the Broncos to the Cardinals, and Eric texted me about that and was very upset.
I really like Baron Browning, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. And surprisingly, the Eagles didn't make any moves, and I was kind of shocked by it. But I think the only person we were in for would be the next person, which was the Browns trading Zadarius Smith to the Lions, which was huge for the Lions. Missing Aiden Hutchinson, getting another defensive end of that, caliber. Not Aiden Hutchinson caliber, but of Zadarius Smith's caliber is huge for their chances. And this team hasn't skipped a beat since they lost him because their offense has been clicking on all cylinders. And having that extra rusher will be nice. I think it was a great trade for the Lions. Really sad because I wish the Eagles could have gotten out and got someone like that, but any comments on that one?
No, that's kind of a big one. I do like that for them in particular.
Yeah. The next couple are kind of minor things to me, but Bears did trade Khalil Herbert to the Bengals. I think they've had too many running backs in their running back room all season long. Khalil's kind of gotten caught in the back of that. So him getting traded to the Bengals helps him because they also lost. You okay?
Yeah, I dropped my phone. Sorry.
Okay. They lost. They have Brown and one other guy. Who's their other running back? They lost him for the season, I think, or out indefinitely or something like that. He got hurt. So they went and made this trade. Their running backs. I'm going crazy. Did someone get hurt on this team?
I'm sorry, who are we talking about?
The Bengals. Who got hurt? The running back. They lost a running back, did they not? They have Chase Brown and who? Am I crazy?
I don't think so. Zach Moss?
There it is. God, jeez. They said he's out indefinitely with a neck injury. So that I think going out and getting Khalil Herbert, to me, it's the same type of player. So they just got an extra person.
Yep.
And then
Khalil Herbert's been a healthy scratch for the Bears for a while.
Exactly. He's been getting mixed up in a really good running back room with Swift and a couple other dudes that they've just been using. Rashawn Johnson's on that list. And I get it. Khalil Herbert just got lost in the mix. Then the Panthers go ahead and send Jonathan Mingo to the Cowboys. And while I think this is a solid move for them, the Cowboys specifically, I think they needed to get wide receivers. They've been slacking in the weapons department. I think making this move, how they made the move was kind of crazy because Dak is out for the next, I think he's heading to IR, potentially. He's out for the next 4 weeks minimum. So you have Cooper Rush, who we've seen Cooper Rush put up some crazy numbers. He's like 5-1 as a starter or something crazy like that. But they gave up a 4th for Mingo. And they got a 5th for Amari Cooper. You tell me who the better football player is, and I'll go from there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's crazy work.
To quote the great Skip Bayless, all in, my ass.
Still one of the funnier ones, honestly. That quote is great. And then the trade that set off my fight or flight. The Saints send Pro Bowler Marshawn Lattimore to the Washington Commanders. I think they sent him over for like a 4th rounder. Wasn't it something like literally tiny? I was really pissed off about it.
I believe so. It was not a big one.
I need to see the trade details again. Let me not disrespect him. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler. I respect his talents. That's why I'm pissed off about it. So they sent Marshawn Lattimore and a 2025 5th round pick for a third rounder, a 4th rounder, and a 6th rounder. So that's not as cheap as I thought. That's actually a lot of picks. So this is good for New Orleans.
I think so. I mean,
they fired Dennis Allen this week. They fired him literally like hours after the game, I'm almost certain. He was fired on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, if I remember correctly, we said Dennis Allen was potentially a candidate to get fired this season.
Yeah.
Though, here's your new fun stat of the day, is Dennis Allen has been fired midseason twice.
Really?
In his coaching career. Yep.
Where else was
this
he
year
coaching?
By the Saints. He actually coached the Raiders and was fired from the Raiders back in 2014.
That's tough. Didn't the Raiders also fire their offensive coordinator this week?
Did. They fired Luke Getsy.
Yeah.
He was the OC in Chicago last year, I believe.
That sounds right. That name sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, but what's funny about Dennis Allen is, who do you think was the quarterback for the Raiders circa 2014?
2014? I'm trying to think of Raiders quarterbacks because they currently
have
Gardner Minshew. They had Jimmy G the year before.
And who they have before that?
It was Derek Carr.
It was Derek Carr,
That's
who is now the
crazy
quarterback
work.
for the Saints, yeah.
In 2014? Bro, that feels like it's like so long ago. But Derek Carr makes sense.
2014
dude
would have been the Ravens had just won the Super Bowl.
So long ago.
The Broncos were about to get their shit rocked by the Seahawks. Which here's your weekly reminder that the Broncos lost that Super Bowl badly.
Oh, that was so
just in
long
case you
ago.
forgot.
Bro, that's insane.
So, I mean, yeah, like Peyton Manning was still in the league. Russell Wilson was probably the best player in the league. Richard Sherman was probably the best corner in the league.
Yeah.
You know?
What a league.
It was a different time.
What a league. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little sad about this because I think this is a position of need for the Commanders. I think I've said this time and time again about Washington. Their front seven is insane. They're so talented in the front seven, and their defense lacks secondary help, and that's where they struggle the most when they're playing. When you watch their games, their secondary is usually a struggle. And then they go get someone who basically solves all that. And because of the fact that they got the pick, they sent the picks they did, they got the Saints to agree to eat most of the cap hit for this season. So he's playing on a minimum this season. So they still have room if they need to make adjustments. And that's scary. I mean, this team is so good.
I mean, there were rumors about a lot of players were like, hey, call their agents. I want to go play for Washington.
I mean, hey, Dan Quinn has set up a very, very big, almost Dan Campbell-esque culture in Washington.
It seems like it's sustainable.
Yeah, I agree.
And Dan Quinn certainly knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's
been a coach
he
before.
coached the Falcons to a Super Bowl.
Exactly. He's been a coach before. Now, do I think that this team can go to the Super Bowl this year?
That's a hard maybe.
I think no, because of other teams. I think they, with the picks they have, with the team they have, with the only thing that I could see them struggling with is Jaden Daniels having a sophomore slump, right? That's the only thing I could see that would actually hurt them a ton. However, this team is terrifying. I said this at the beginning. I said the Commanders are going to be good. I even regretted putting them at 13-4, and now that looks like it's could be a realistic thing, and that's terrifying.
Yeah.
That's 6-2 to end the season, and their schedule is not that hard. The best team they have to play left, guess what? It's the Eagles twice. They don't got anybody else on their schedule. And I think they could split with the Eagles because they get one on the road and one at home, right? So that's like I want to see the rest of their schedule because I'm pretty sure the hardest thing they have left is the Eagles twice. Oh, they get the Steelers this week. That's a tough game. So they get the Steelers this week. They get the Eagles the week after. That's a tough 2-game stretch. But then they play the Cowboys, Titans, and Saints, and it's probably going to be the Dakless Cowboys, and they're at home. Then they play the Falcons. I'm sorry, they play the Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys on the road to end the season. So I would say five of their 8 games are losable, but they in theory should be a 10-win team regardless of the result of those 5 games, right?
Yeah.
Because those are so winnable.
Very winnable.
I think because obviously at the end of the season, the Cowboys, who knows what they're playing for at that point, but you never know with how the NFC is. 9-8 potentially could get you in the playoffs, right? It always happens in the NFC. Some people at the middle of the pack end up falling down, but then the Niners are getting back their people. This is one of those moves, though, that actually helps you win a Super Bowl, and I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah.
And it irks me because I hate the Saints. Every time the Eagles play the Saints, I feel like there's beef. This season, they literally took out Devontae Smith. They put him in concussion protocol. Thankfully, we had our bye week 2 weeks later, so he was fresh and okay by week 6, and he didn't have to come early back. They took Lane Johnson out, same situation, a concussion, this season, and we beat them, which was great. But it's just like, man, trading. Now we got to play Marshawn Lattimore not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times this season, man. God.
That's kind of unfortunate.
But this time we'll have AJ Brown. We didn't have AJ Brown the first time, so that helps a little bit. But I mean, listen, the Commanders are. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna get past the Lions, right? We all are saying the Lions are the team to beat. I think they definitely could. Unfortunately, I think they can make a conference championship this season. Like, I look at the standings, and if let's say the Niners get in, right? If they're at full strength, they're obviously a very hard team to beat. But they would play the Packers at home. I think they can beat the Packers at home. Right? Playoffs started today. They get the Packers at home. I think they win that game. Eagles play the Falcons. The Falcons don't win playoff games. The Eagles win that game. The Falcons could beat us. But I think we lost to them by 1 point on a Saquon Barkley drop. That feels like a good game. But it's in Atlanta this time. Vikings play Cardinals. Vikings beat Cardinals. Lions go to play the Eagles. Let's say the Lions win that game because the Lions are fucking unstoppable. And then Vikings go to play the Commanders. Commanders can easily win that game.
Easily.
That's that, and then they're in a conference championship heading to Detroit. Like that's how close I feel like that is. That's how that addition actually helps them a ton. And they're a 7-2 team, man. They're half a game out of the first seed. Like that's not anything to sneeze about. Like they're right.
No,
there,
not even
man.
a little bit. Yeah, they're.
It's terrifying. And so this trade pissed me off. And honestly, it is a Super Bowl contending trade.
It could be a move.
It's a big one.
That takes Washington over the top for sure.
I even yelled, and Crystal was like, "Are you okay?" Because I hurt my ankle. So she's been like checking on me all day. And I'm
Right.
like, "No, I'm just pissed about football." She's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Yeah, Fucking
I know.
stupid.
We were cleaning house, so I threw Red Zone on my headset and was just listening to it while we were cleaning house. And I'm helping Katie vacuum the couch, like I'm holding up the cushions for her, where she's taking the hand vacuum to him. And just in the middle of this, I'm like, "Fuck!" And she's like, "Why? What's going on?" I'm like, "Broncos turned the fucking ball over." And she's like, "Oh my god, can you stop?"
I swear, that's our household when I'm watching basketball games specifically. Basketball's like, I'm at my worst when watching basketball, I think.
Dog, that TikTok's gonna make you go super viral. You kidding me? Just a picture of Crystal or a video of Crystal hanging out there. It's just like it must be Sunday, and just like I don't know, 3 seconds in the background you hear Gah!
The Eagles are playing.
Yeah, Eagles must be on.
Yep.
That's all it is. Don't worry.
There were a couple of other, I think, really solid trades that happened. The rest of them feel like, could be helpful, more like depth pieces. This one's not one of those. The Jets, with the addition of Tay, Mike Williams ended up being the odd guy out. And Mike Williams did get traded to the Steelers, which the Steelers, I think, were trying to get Mike Williams in the offseason, too, as a free agent.
If I remember correctly, yes.
And this is humongous for Pittsburgh. I think one of their biggest weaknesses is their receiving core. We've said it time and time again. This is insane.
I think one of their biggest weaknesses is their offense, but I see your point.
Yeah, I think the receiving core is a big part of that. I think their offensive line is solid. I think, and similar to other teams that we've had this same conversation about, they can stretch now, and we've seen Najee Harris be inconsistent, but when he has space, he's freaking phenomenal. The O-line makes things happen, and we've seen them win games that way. So their defense usually wins them games, but this situation, Mike Williams coming over to pair on the opposite side of George Pickens, with how George Pickens has played this season, this is a match made in heaven for Pittsburgh. This is a great deal for them. Every time I feel like I stop talking and then you don't say anything after me, I'm like, did I cut out? Is everything okay? What's going on?
Yeah, my internet exploded again.
Yeah, no. So I have to make sure.
No, we're good.
Are we good? But yeah, I mean, great pickup for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, definitely.
And they didn't stop there. They actually went up to get some defensive depth too. Preston Smith from the Packers came over, which another really good depth piece.
Yeah, Steelers made like 2 moves like back to back.
It was like they got reported at like the same time. I wonder if they were like they were waiting for both. Like they sent out the trade offers. They were waiting for people to call them back, and they were like, get both calls back to back. Yeah, let's do it. All right, let's do it. Cool. League office, and then they just pop up. I don't know how trades work in the NFL, but that's how I imagine it. You know,
it's something like that. I imagine.
Yeah, right, dude. I feel like making trades has to be one of the most stressful things in like real life, because like our dedication to it is just like me and Eric actually made a trade today in fantasy football.
Right.
He needed a tight end. I got like 6 of them bitches.
Yeah, I needed a tight end in our dynasty league. I'm like, yeah, let's just do a little twofer.
I was like, I need some draft picks. If you want to give me one of those, I'd really appreciate it. I had to sell my draft picks because my wide receiver room fucking crashed.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I have 3 of them on IR. Like all my little IR is just my wide receiver room. It's insane. It's Evans, Shaheed, and Diggs. They're all on my IR. And then Jameson Williams comes back this week from suspension. Unless that gun charge goes crazy. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Then I have to start like Isaiah Likely and Jake Ferguson and all these other people. But it's been working. I'm 7-2. So it's crazy work. Then this was a big one I thought was insane. The Rams decided to trade Tre'Davious White to the Ravens to join like that secondary and that insane team already. If the Chiefs weren't doing what they're doing, I mean, the Ravens are sitting at 5. They've lost some stupid games. Do we feel like the Ravens are really, really like up there for Super Bowl favorites as well? With additional moves?
Yes. I mean, the NFC kind of feels like it's the Lions versus everybody. But genuinely, the AFC is coming down to, tell me if you've heard this before, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills.
That's how it feels to me, too. I feel like, like if you were to look up playoff odds, it's probably like Super Bowl win, like who odds to win the Super Bowl this year. Chiefs are probably number 1, followed by the Lions, and then a combination of the Ravens, Bills at 3 and 4, right? They could even be tied at like a certain percentage. That's how close that is. And then like after that, it's like, who the hell knows? And it's like that's why that feels that weird. Because I think people aren't selling themselves on the Steelers because their defense is what gets them in the games, and a lot of times in playoffs, your offense is the thing that has to help you. The Texans feel a little wishy-washy, and then everybody after that is just like, it's question mark. For the NFC, it's the Falcons and Cardinals. You never trust those. The Vikings have lost too many games that I feel like they could have won and should have won. Getting hoed out of that other game, the Rams game, I'm not going to talk about. Packers, same situation. They're this is the same situation. Like, they keep losing to the Lions, and that's a big deal. And then the Commanders might be too young. And then for the Eagles, everyone's not selling in because of Nick Sirianni's decision making, which we will talk about a little bit later when we get to the Eagles game. So it's those types of people. So it feels like the same 4 teams. And Tre'Davious White adds a big depth piece to the Ravens because they already have a good defense. They already have a good secondary. Like, they already have Kyle Hamilton. They have Marlon Humphrey. They just added Tre'Davious White to that. Like, he's a Pro Bowler. Like, that's a great addition. This is an insane defense. Already had an insane offense. So, yeah, this is crazy. And then the only other thing that happened, the Texans traded Khalil Davis to the Niners, defensive tackle. I'm assuming that's just depth for the Niners. Their defensive line is completely stacked. They're 4-4. I feel like the Niners are about to win this division regardless of what happens because they're getting Christian McCaffrey back this season.
It's true.
But that is all the trades that happened in the crazy deadline.
Interesting little trade deadline for us today. Nothing dramatic.
I'm a little sad the Eagles didn't make any moves, to be honest with you, but I'm assuming some people weren't selling as much as we expected. I'm a little bit shocked to see that the Bears didn't sell more, to be honest with you. And then the
I don't know. I think the Bears are delusional and kind of think that they like have a chance.
I think so too, but they're tied, right? They're tied for the 8 seed.
Yeah.
But it seems like you're gonna have to win 11 games, maybe, to be the 7th seed, because you've got to be 6 wins right now to be in the playoffs at the halfway mark.
Yeah.
And they have 4. To be fair, they should have 6, but they're stupid. So it's like, it's my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, because you're not in the West. If you're in the West, you'd have a chance, but you're not in the West. So you're playing in easily the best division in. Are we saying in football right now?
What, the
North? NFC?
North? Probably, yeah, by far.
Right, record-wise.
I mean, what's the other contender?
True. I mean,
the AFC East is ass in the Bills.
True.
The AFC South is ass in the Texans, and the Texans honestly haven't been like ultra impressive.
No, I forgot they were a 6-win team. You want to be honest with you?
Though, I mean, the West is decent, but it's not as good as the North.
No, everyone's above 500. 500 above.
Yeah, the AFC North is, I mean, decent, but not better than the.
Yeah. So it's
the NFC East is. I'd say not as good as the North. That's for sure. It's a hard one to quantify. The NFC South is ass in the Falcons.
And then Buccaneers have a band-aid.
And the Buccaneers are decent, but the Buccaneers just got ripped to shreds. The NFC West is the full ass. It's the NFC North.
Very mid. And again, I think injuries play a factor into this because obviously the Rams and Niners would be much better if they weren't hurt. We've seen the Rams and how they play. So yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, I mean the Bears. Yeah, I think they're delusional. I do too. The Seahawks also feel like one of those teams that are delusional. Surprised they didn't do anything, sell people some things to try to help. Because like, what are they going to do now? Like this was me. This is your division to try to win this year, and because you had the injuries, but the Cardinals, you guys lost your division games, so.
Yeah.
It's tough. All right. Well, let's talk about some football. Let's talk about, I think I wanted you to get this out of the way first. I feel like that's fair. So let's talk about the Broncos first. They played the Ravens this week in Baltimore.
Yep.
And they did lose 41-10.
I mean, Lamar Jackson's probably the leading MVP candidate right now, right?
He should be.
I don't see a reason why he's not.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't tell you why if he wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, what have we been saying all year is the Broncos' biggest weakness? They don't have any weapons, and none of their weapons showed up. Bo Nix caught their only touchdown.
It was phenomenal.
It turns out he's the future of our franchise at both quarterback, running back and wide receiver.
Can we talk about how immaculate that catch was, though?
It was pretty great.
That was
it was like
Cortland Sutton threw a jump ball and he
yeah,
went up and
it
got
was
that.
like
I was like, damn.
it's
okay.
true. It was like it was the Philly special, but like, gosh, scary. That was terrifying. I'm like, oh my god, this isn't gonna work.
And then Bo Nix said,
And then
nah,
Bo Nix genuinely made a play.
Yeah.
And then I mean the Ravens just ran all over the Broncos. They couldn't stop Derrick Henry. They couldn't stop Lamar Jackson. They couldn't stop Zay Flowers. And pretty much exactly what we expected to happen happened.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Like, I don't have a ton of additional stuff to add to that.
I really thought that Bo Nix catch was going to give you all some momentum, and then it didn't, so I was a little sad.
It did not do that, no.
I was a little sad by it. Because you guys were only down 10-0 at that point, so that touchdown made it 10-7. I was like, oh, nice, and then they cooked y'all down the field. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
nice. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, it's like really just it's just a game. I think Bo Nix still, he looks way more poised than I thought he would at this point in his career.
I'm inclined to agree.
Especially as
like,
a Bronco. No offense to the Denver Broncos, but we have not seen good quarterback play from them in a while. And I think
no, not in it's 9 years.
Yeah, and it's obviously it's not Peyton Manning, right? But it's getting to a point where it feels like, hey, this guy's not terrible. I think that's great.
Yeah, it's like, he's better than Trevor Siemian or Kendall Hinton or Russell Wilson,
right,
or Joe Flacco
or Drew Lock
or Case Keenum.
Drew Lock?
Or Drew Lock.
Okay, good. Just making
kind of
sure.
looks like Drew Lock, but he's better than Drew Lock.
I do want to give some props to Cortland Sutton though. I mean, he's making his mark, and I think he's making sure that he's like, hey, I kind of want to be here. I want to be like Jerry.
It could be he either wants to be here or
trying to get a payday.
Hear me out. He's trying to get a payday somewhere else. Cortland Sutton is by far our best receiver and has been our best receiver since what? Demaryius Thomas? Probably.
He is. Wait, I'm confused. When did he sign his contract extension?
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
2018, 2021.
Cortland Sutton was a second rounder back in like 2018,
so
I think, 2017.
A 4-year deal in 2018. So that would put his contract out at 21. But he did sign an extension.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a small extension. No, a big extension. Never mind. That was a back contract. 23, he was 18 million cap hit. Signed another extension. So I'm assuming he has a restructure for 28 to get up to 28 to get paid, but I think he's out after 26. He's an unrestricted free agent. So next year's his last year. So he's going to sign a really nice contract, but I think he can get cut too, and that voids the rest of his contract. He's a $20 million cap hit next season.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. But I mean, very good use of cap management because they have a rookie quarterback. Just saying.
Yeah,
helps a ton. But yeah, I'm not really hopeful going into a Chiefs game. But I think after this Chiefs game, if you guys can get some momentum, I think playoffs are still an option, even if it's a 7 seed.
Yeah, not a Chiefs game in Kansas City, but like Falcons in Denver is winnable. It's a tough matchup, but it's winnable.
The Raiders have sucked
in Vegas is winnable. Home against the Browns is winnable. Then we get our bye week finally.
Right. And then
home against Indy is winnable. In LA is a bit of a toss-up for the Chargers.
In Cincinnati's
a bit of a toss-up.
Home against the Chiefs.
And then home against the Chiefs. Maybe the Chiefs have wrapped up the 1 seed by then. Maybe that's winnable too.
Yeah. Something funny that I want to talk about, and we'll get to it when we get to our probably our results are it, but I'm pretty sure the Bills can wrap up clinch their division in like 3 weeks if everybody keeps losing.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they're 10-2, and everyone else loses the rest of their games, the Jets will be 3-9, and I believe that clinches the division.
Yeah, something like that.
It's insane work. I thought it was crazy. Like week 11 or week 10, it's like super. Week 11 or week 12, it's like super close. All right, Eagles played the Jags. Did you have a chance to watch this game by chance?
The Raven or the Eagles Jag game?
Yeah, obviously there's a very distinct highlight from this game that we're gonna mention, but
yeah, easily the most athletic thing I've ever seen a human being do.
But I want to talk about like the actual game itself.
Yeah, can I give my initial reaction?
I'd love to hear that because I want to I have a couple things I want to add to it.
Have you ever heard the phrase "biting off more than you can chew"?
Yeah, that's a good one for this game.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, but the Eagles were up like 20-0 at one point, right?
It was 22-0.
22-0 at one point.
It was 22-0.
And then it felt like they were really aggressive unnecessarily, and the Jags started slowly inching their way back, and it kind of felt like the Eagles survived the end of this game.
They did.
There
are a couple things that I think shouldn't have happened the way they did. I think in the first quarter we scored great for the first time all season, by the way. That's the first time we've scored in the first quarter all season long. So we have 7 total points in the first quarter. We hit a field goal. Great. We had a turnover on downs. I don't disagree with the call at all. It was a great pass. Whoever, I think it was Cisco, or no, Darnell Savage made the play. He closed, his closeout speed was insane. It was a good throw from Hurts. It was a really good route. It was a good call. Should have been a first down, potentially even a touchdown, right? And dude made a good play. So I'm not mad about that one. So that one was aggressive within reason, okay? Then it was just a punt fest. We got an interception. We scored a touchdown. Halftime up 17-0. The second half, or no, I'm sorry. We went up 16-0. They called a penalty and we went for 2 and we got it. Or we didn't get it. So I thought that was stupid. We should have went up 17-0. That one I was like, just take the points, right? Take the point. Let's go to halftime. Then we go in the third quarter. We force a punt. We score. They got another penalty on the kick on an unnecessary roughness. We enforced it, and we didn't kick the extra point. Didn't get the 2-point conversion again. Okay. We did a QB. There was one other. Hold on. There were 2 calls in this game I didn't like too. There was a.
I'm sorry. Say one more time.
There were two things that didn't go our way that I thought were stupid, and that's why the game looked closer than it should have. I'll say that now. I just gotta find them when I see them. They gave us. Was it the field goal we hit? No, it wasn't. Okay, never mind. So yeah, then we got the stupid. Yeah, we went for it. I think he rushed up the middle, and so the 2-point conversion, the second one that we missed after we got that touchdown in the third. Oh wait, where is it? I'm losing my mind right now. Hold on. It was the second. So the 2-point conversion we should have gotten in the second quarter. That should have been good. Okay. Because we went for it. We went to do the tush push. He crosses the plane. Like the ball literally goes over. They go review it, and they said it was no good initially. The initial line judge literally just sat on the line of scrimmage. And I was like, he got further than the line of scrimmage. Did you just not want to mark this right? And then the second guy comes in and marks it a little bit further than the line of scrimmage. And I'm like, huh? Then everyone goes to the tapes. The announcers are like, yeah, after further, like they bring in their Gene, dude who reviews. He's like they're on their ref that they can talk to in the booth, right? That guy. I don't remember his last name.
Gene Sarator.
That guy. Yes, Mr. Gene. He's like that.
Gene.
I would rule this good because to me that is evidence that the ball crosses the plane. Remember, people, the ball does not have to fully cross the line. Any part of the ball just needs touched white, and it's in the end zone. And he's like, that's what happened. Because he's standing straight up, it's a little bit more of an issue, but he got there. And they ruled and they reviewed it, ruled it no good. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So it should have been 18. That was one. The next one, I don't know what the fuck we were doing. We just went for it for no fucking reason, and we didn't get it. One. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, though. He ran a 18-yard touchdown for that play. Then there was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my fucking life in that the Devontae Smith one-hander in the back of the end zone outside of the Garrett Wilson one that also happened this week. Like, that is one of the most insane catches I've seen from an NFL player. And we went for 2, didn't get it. They actually stopped us on the pass. It was a little annoying, but it is what it is. And then we missed our 57-yard field goal. They throw an interception, so there's that, right? So it was 23-28 was the final score. That was the end of the game. However, this should not have happened. There was a fumble in the third quarter that Saquon Barkley lost. After he hits the ground and Tavon Walker returns it for a touchdown, okay?
Yes.
The defensive tackle, now I understand what people are going to tell me. Everyone said he was down by contact. Not just me. Gene said it. Both announcers in the booth said it. They brought in a fourth guy that was like, yeah, he should be down by contact. Every motherfucker that said anything said he was down by contact because he gets hit on the shin, which starts the motion of him tripping, but his left foot also steps on, I believe it was Fred Johnson's left foot, and he falls down and he fumbles. Like, he fumbles like he's already on the ground, and then after he's on the ground, the ball pops out. Like, he's literally on the ground for like a solid second, and the ball pops out. And they go, yeah, he was ruling on the field stands. And I'm like, what the fuck? Huh?
Interesting.
So anyway, that shouldn't have happened. Because everyone thought he was down. Nobody's going to deal with Tavon. They didn't blow the play dead. So the only person able to try to make a tackle was Jalen Hurts. And he's getting blocked out by a big defensive lineman. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you supposed to do? It was stupid. It was a stupid call. I will die on this hill and say that they were gifted points for no reason. However, we should have went on. There were two situations where we should have went for field goals. The first one with AJ Brown, I was okay with missing that fourth down. The next two were turnover on downs. We should have just kicked field goals. We missed 3 2-point conversions, right? That's 8 points right there. This game easily should have been a like 36 to 15 game. But I will say Nick Sirianni messed up by not calling a lot of things. Jake Elliott missed a field goal, but it was a 57-yarder, and I'm not mad at him because he took exactly 1 extra point and 1 field goal, and those were both in the first half. So he didn't do shit else for the rest of the game. And when we needed him to make a field goal, he's obviously not ready to kick a field goal and didn't get it. So, however, beautiful interception at the end of the game from Nakobe Dean to seal the deal. Zach Bond had one. Eagles have linebackers for the first time. It's great. Jalen Hurts still hasn't turned the ball over since the bye week in week 5. I believe he's 12 touchdowns to 0 turnovers, which should be noted because everyone was complaining about his turnovers for the first 4 weeks.
Yep.
Stopped the run game effectively. This game should have been a blowout. And I'm like genuinely upset about the fact that I think the Tavon Walker one was the one that fucked us because we were up 22 to like 8 at that point. And they ended up getting both 2-point conversions. So it was 22 to 16 before we scored again. And I was just really upset by the fact that they called that way because he was definitely down by contact. But stupid fumble aside for Saquon Barkley. Man, dude, we had so many highlight plays from this game. There was a ball pop out by CJ Garner-Johnson, and Zach Bond literally like dolphin dives and gets under it and gets us an interception. The game sealing one from Nakobe Dean, he was one-on-one coverage in the back right of the end zone with a wide receiver, and he just says, "Give me that," and he picks it off in the end zone. Beautiful play on defense. Then there was the Devontae Smith one-hander was crack.
That was crazy.
That was crack. That hit me like, mwah. And then of course, Saquon Barkley decided to. I just like, I don't even know. I've watched the play like 25 times and I still am in awe. Like, how did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Shoves one guy off of him, spins off another dude. He's facing the wrong direction, knows the guy's coming, leaps straight up into the air, hurdles old boy, and keeps going. Like, that's like the craziest 14 yards I've seen out of a guy. So, yeah, Saquon's a monster. Giants fans, I can't believe this. I can't believe they allowed this. So, AJ Brown did go down though. He was out in the second half, so I don't know if that matters at all. But yeah, Jacksonville shouldn't have been in this game. I think Doug Peterson's not a bad coach. What I do think though is that the refs were doing a lot of favors for the Jags, because I also would like to notate that we got called for a couple things that I saw the Jags do, and they didn't call it on them. And again, I'm not one to blame the refs because we won the fucking football game, but I am a little salty that there were some things that like did not go our way, and it made no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make sense. That's all it was. Like, we got called for 8 penalties to their 4. So I digress. But a win's a win. I think this win should have been way bigger. I think Nick Sirianni could be holding us back because I think we play a better team, and that's going to be pain. That's a game we lose, similar to how we lost the Falcons game.
Right.
Similar to how we almost lost the Saints game right? Those more esque of those two games. The Packer game was fine. We executed flawlessly. Love that. Big win. Defense struggled, but the defense has figured it out. They've plugged in different pieces. They've had people everywhere. Darius Slay didn't even play this game, so that's something to notate as well. So there's big things I'm noticing. So yeah, I hope Nick Sirianni does do a better job in the future, and I hope we just let Kellen Moore do his things, because when Kellen Moore is cooking, he's cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to that. I think 2 really stupid calls stopped us from looking like a blowout, though. I'll say that much, because it's a 30 to, like, they don't get the momentum, and I don't think they score again. I think it would have been like a 30-6 game, 30-8 game, something like that.
Right.
So yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about some highlighters. Let's highlight some football games. Where do you want to start?
Let's see. What do I got on tap that we can talk about? We could talk about the Falcons-Cowboys game. Dak, we fucking suck Prescott.
Yeah.
Bills-Dolphins was solid. Panthers-Saints was solid.
Chiefs-Buccaneers went to OT.
Mm-hmm. Don't we feel it? You know what we are going to talk about, though?
Yes.
Was the Tank Bowl.
Tank Bowl. That
the
would
Patriots,
be the Patriots
and the Titans, which also went to overtime.
That game was nuts, too. Drake May, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy play right at the end of the game there. I don't think it was the end of the game, technically, but
no, it was the end of regulation.
Yeah, end of regulation. It sent the Patriots to overtime.
There was 0 on the clock, and it sent to OT.
What an insane play.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was insane. The game itself was insane because it felt like neither team wanted to win this game. But Mason Rudolph, I will say this, why is he just so much better than Will Levis?
It's kind of depressing, but yeah, he is.
It is so funny to me that he's playing, and I'm just like, man, this guy's not bad.
Yeah.
My favorite stat of the day is I want you to look at. I can just tell you. Patriots rushing yards, okay? They have 3 running backs. Antonio Gibson got 1 carry for -1 yards. JaMychal Hasty had 1 carry for 0 yards. Ramondre Stevenson had 10 carries for 16 yards. But their leading rusher was Drake May, who had 8 carries for 95 yards.
Well, I lost you for a second there, but I trust you. You were talking about the insane Drake May rushing attack.
8 carries for 95 yards is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tony Pollard, we finally figured out that, hey, we should probably just give the ball to Tony Pollard and call it a day.
Yeah, Tony Pollard kind of knows what he's doing. Weird.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a team that shouldn't have let him go because they needed running backs or something like that.
He would be helping Dak we fucking suck Prescott right now.
A lot, even. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson caught that game-tying touchdown off of an insane, 14, 15-second play or whatever. And then, they kicked a field goal to win the game. I mean, Mason Rudolph, 20 of 30, 240, and 2 tutties is crazy. And then, fortunately, Drake May threw an interception at the end of the game to wrap it up. Crazy work, though. It was a very interesting game that was not looking like it was going to be interesting on paper, that's for sure.
No, going into this game, this is probably, one of the stinkers of the week. It ended up being quite the banger.
Yeah, there were definitely worse games. I thought the Cardinals-Bears game was going to be a lot better. Cardinals ran them out of town.
I did too.
Cardinals told y'all to get the hell out of Arizona. Did you see the clip of it hailing in the arena? And they're like, hey, don't they play
I did see that, yeah. Yeah, we should probably close the roof real quick.
Made me laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fun game. I think another really fun one was Rams Seahawks. Divisional matchup. Puka Nacua ended up getting ejected from this game. He threw a punch at someone.
He did do that.
He had 1 catch for 11 yards. Cooper Kupp doing Cooper Kupp things, had 11 for 104, but Demarcus Robinson stepped up, had 6 catches for 94 yards and 2 tutties. I think the coolest part about this game was the first quarter was, I kid you not, punt, interception, punt. And then to start the second quarter was punt, field goal, touchdown, interception, touchdown. And then the Rams find themselves down 14-3. But then the Rams were like, okay, second half starts, touchdown, field goal, we're winning, touchdown. And they just start cooking. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it got to the point, and Matthew Stafford threw in OT. The Seahawks got a turnover on down. This game also went to overtime, by the way. Seahawks had a turnover on downs in overtime. Got all the way to, I believe they drove really far down. They got to the Rams' 16-yard line. So instead of taking the field goal on a 4th and 1, they went for it. They ran it Kenneth Walker twice in a row. Didn't get yards on either one of them. And then they drove down the field. I kid you not, 4 plays. It was a 24-yard pass to Johnson, a 16-yard pass to Tutu Atwell, a 4-yard run from Kyron Williams, and a 39-yard bomb to Robinson to win the game. So they mixed them up. Yeah, Matthew Stafford is still has the sauce. So, and Geno's looking like the new Jameis. 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's crazy.
Geno is leading the league in passing yards right now.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's the Michael Jordan.
No, that sounds like something Jameis would do.
That's the Michael Jordan of Jameis Williams, or Jameson Williams right there. Wait, no, that's the wrong word. Jameis Winston. Too many Jameis names. I'm tired of this. That does sound like something Jameis would do, though.
Yeah.
Who leads league in interceptions?
I actually don't know.
Let's find out. Interceptions. Well. It's Geno Smith.
Of course it is.
It's actually tied. Jordan Love has 10 as well.
Oh, okay. Well, no, the Geno Smith narrative is funnier, so let's pretend it's that.
I mean, I clicked it and he's won, so I don't know why. He has less touchdowns though, so his ratio's worse. He has 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions to Jordan Love's 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Baker Mayfield though is going kind of crazy. He has 9 interceptions, but I'm pretty sure he leads the league in touchdowns. He does. It's 23. It's kind of nuts.
That is kind of nuts.
Dude, Lamar has 20 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. That's kind of nuts. Josh Allen has... No. He's only thrown 2 interceptions all season?
He threw his second one this week.
17-2 is crazy work. Gotta respect it. Josh Allen usually is worse than that, so I gotta put some respect on his name. Jalen Hurts in at a proud 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He runs a lot. He has like 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's all brother can ask for. He has 12 total touchdowns since the break, so that helps. He's been throwing more, though. He's averaging like 2 a game the last couple games. That's good. But it also helps to have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yes, that would help.
All right, what's next on the docket?
We need some more games to highlight. We talked Titans, we talked Patriots.
That Patriots game, the freaking Rams game is crazy to me, though. I cannot believe that. That was insane.
So what else are we feeling?
Someone just replied to me on my tweet about Marshawn Lattimore saying I had a good day and I know they're a Steelers fan, and I'm calling you out, Genji, man. That's crazy work, bro. You didn't have to do me like that. If you're listening, fuck you, man. I'm kidding. You're a great friend. I love you. Fuck you for now.
I'll say it. Fuck you.
What were you saying? Which team? What game? I'm sorry.
We need some. Let's pick. I'll let you pick one. I threw Titans.
Can we talk about the Jets?
Patriots,
I kind of want to talk about the Jets Texans. The Jets won 21-13, and I feel like it's weird to like them winning this game because I also think this game was really important for them to win. And they won it in the fourth quarter, right? They were losing, put both touchdowns up in the fourth quarter. 3 touchdown performance from Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams stepped finally into the team. 7 catches, 91 yards, and a touchdown. Garrett Wilson had 9 catches, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Probably the greatest touchdown reception I've ever seen in my life. If you
it's
look
up
at
there.
It back, if you look at it back, it's he literally is doing the Jordan logo while catching the ball.
Yeah, it was Odell-esque.
Controversial opinion. I was talking to Crystal about this. Do you think it's a better catch than Odell's?
Gosh, I don't know. That's such a tough call. I'm genuinely thinking about it.
Like, dude, do you think it was better than Devontae Smith's this week?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We're on the same page. Devontae Smith was dope as hell this week, though.
Devontae Smith was dope.
But it, like, not to take away from Smitty. I love that catch. That was like getting your toes down was the hard part. But when he caught the ball, he's so lucky he was in bounds because he literally his shin taps before his knee, which allowed him to get the touchdown. Because for anyone not knowing, that's why who got the incomplete pass and they tapped 2 left feet. That
was George Pickens, I believe.
It was George Pickens. So it was incomplete because he tapped 2 of the same foot instead of 1, 2 because he got hit. Unlucky, by the way. A shin counts for 2 feet, or a knee also counts for 2 feet. So his shin hits in before his knee hits, and that's what caused it to be that catch. But honestly, I think mostly because he doesn't bobble it, which makes it crazy. Because he literally caught it and then like reeled it in, and I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's better than Odell's. Like it was like very close. Odell's was insane because of the PI, in my opinion. Like I get he caught it.
That's kind of what was going with me too. It's just like you got to think of the reaction. Al Michaels is like, "Oh, okay, there's a flag. Whatever. Giants will get the ball at the 1," and then he's like, "Wait. I'm sorry. What? Wait a minute. He got that?"
No, I think his co-host was like, "Did he catch that?" Like,
yes, Chris Collins was like, "Did he catch that?"
And I was like, "Dude, wow!" Like seeing that because we have the glory of seeing some insane catches live. Because we saw that live. The Justin Jefferson one-hander with was it against the Jets where he pulled in the catch and it was on 3 people? It was one-handed. That catch was insane. Let me see if I can find it. One-handed catch.
Jordan Addison had an insane catch this week too.
It was against the Bills. I apologize.
Yeah.
That catch was insane because he snatched it with one hand out of someone's hand. I think it was Tre'Davious White. No, it was Lewis. That catch was insane. And that was and they went down the field and won the game, if I'm not mistaken. Who else? The Smitty catch was kind of nuts, my opinion. You know what catch doesn't get enough? Was it?
Say that one more time.
You know what catch doesn't get enough love? And I think it deserves. And I think it's mostly because we all hate the Patriots. But Julian Edelman's catch in the Super Bowl where he like catches it and has to like basically re-catch it again against, I think it was against the Falcons when dude pops up over the leg. Like that catch is by far one of the craziest catches I've ever seen in my life. Like he genuinely like it not touching the ground is the crazy part because he catches it with like his knuckles and then like has to like basically like let it go and then palms it back is insane.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty crazy.
That's like one of the craziest catches I've seen. God. Yeah, maybe Odell's was better. It's close though. It's close. It's tough. I think the Edelman catch though, like obviously in the Super Bowl heat of the moment, your team is literally coming back from a 28-3 deficit to fucking win, and you make that play. But you know who else had a crazy catch in that same Super Bowl was fucking Julio Jones. He had that one where he literally jumps insanely high, grabs it, drops it, palms it back, and then taps his toes and then lands. I'm like, dude, this is just absurd. And like the catches in that game were insane. And of course, the helmet catch. We got to witness the helmet catch.
Yes, we did do that.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, no, that might be one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. And then they go to win the game, low-key, because of the catch. Like,
yeah,
that catch helped them basically just secure the game. So, insane work from the Jets. I think they were clicking on all cylinders for once. Hassan Reddick being back helps a little bit. He got a half a sack today, I think, or in that game. So, that's good. And they get a little bit of a long week. They get a mini bye before they have to play the Cardinals, which is a big game for them because I think that's a winnable game for them.
Yes.
And their next few are winnable. I guess my question is, can you see them potentially sneaking into a playoff spot? I don't think they win the division. The Jets. 3-6 is tough to come back from.
There's a way.
Pass up a team like the Broncos
definitely
or
a
the
way.
Chargers. Yeah.
There's definitely a way. Is it gonna happen? Probably not, but could it happen? Absolutely.
I think the team that they're gonna have to really go through is the Bengals. That's the tough one. Like if
I'm
someone's
inclined
gonna
to agree,
pop up, it's gonna be the Bengals. I don't think the Colts have enough firepower to knock it out this season. And I think the Chargers are really good. And I think the Broncos are a little too streaky right now, obviously, but I think their defense could definitely help them.
Yeah.
Just get into the playoffs. So who knows? I think there's a lot of solid middle of the pack teams there. But I will be looking at Broncos, Bengals, Jets. For that, I think the top 6 should make the playoffs in the AFC right now. The rest of them, it's like, who knows? Yeah, this week, but I will say this loss really hurts the Texans. Like, really hurts them. Like, that's a 7-2 team. You're looking at the 2 seed instead of the 3 seed right now. Or I'm sorry, the 4 seed. Like, that's a big difference between home games and away games. These are the games that you have to go win. And you looked sloppy all game. I know you don't have Stephon Diggs. I know you don't have Nico Collins, but you have Joe Mixon. And you didn't really utilize him as much as I feel like you could have. But it also could be because you know, it's like they strayed away from their game plan in the first. Like, he was going crazy in the first, and then just like CJ Stroud went 11 of 30. Like, that's just not good enough.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah,
not good enough.
I mean, we were talking about the Texans are contenders, but like I haven't seen a lot of that out of the Texans lately.
Yeah, like they didn't throw the ball. I think they threw 6 passes to Schultz. I really think he didn't get enough credit for how good he is. Robert Woods had 2 big catches, and they only threw to him 3 times. Tank Dell was going crazy, 6 catches. It's like, all right, well, but now I only have 11 catches, 11 receptions on the day as a team, and that's not good. So,
right.
All right, one more game. We got one more in us.
We got one more in us. I got one more in me, said Vince Carter. Okay, we talked Texans, Jets. We talked Patriots, Titans. What about? Let's just talk Bucks, Chiefs. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, I think this is a big decision-making game. For the Bucks. In your opinion, as a coach in Kansas City, you drive down the field and you put a touchdown up with about 27 seconds left. Are you going for 2?
And that touchdown tied the game, right? No,
the
that touchdown
put him down 1 point.
Put him down 1.
Are you going OT against Patrick Mahomes, or are you trying to win the game right there?
You win the game right there.
I think you try. Yeah, because then you're leaving it up to a coin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's a lot of outside context that go into that too. Like, I'm not considering how that we could practice win and things like that,
Right.
But like, if you have a play that you like and that you designed for this type of situation, like a Philly, for example,
right.
Yeah, you go for that right then and there. You don't go to overtime with Patrick Mahomes.
And my biggest
you have a 50% chance of basically losing the game right then and there.
In theory, exactly. And the big thing I saw is they got to the 1-yard line and they ran 2 plays. The first play to Cade Otton, by the way, probably is a touchdown if Trent McDuffie isn't him. The second one was an easy touchdown. So you're running it from a yard back. The same exact plays. Both of them, one of them should have been a touchdown. The first one should have been. The second one was a touchdown. Why didn't you just saw how successful you were on the goal line. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
I that's just my opinion. Just go for it. I mean, at this point, you're just, losing if you don't just go for it. That's my opinion. I would have went for it. I mean, you win, you lose, you lose. At least you don't leave it up to a coin. That was my opinion on it.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, the Chiefs stay undefeated, man. 8-0. They're finding ways to win games. I believe this is their second OT game of the season. And I mean, they went out and got DeAndre Hopkins, and he put up 2 TDs today. Or in this game. Kareem Hunt was a free agent pickup because they lost their running back, and he's put up 106 yards and a touchdown in this game. It's crazy.
It must be nice.
It's crazy, all the things that they're able to go do.
It must be nice being the Chiefs, where we're just like, God, everybody's getting hurt. If only, God, everybody ever wanted to play for the Chiefs. Man, that would be great, huh? What's that? You mean everybody ever wants to play for the Chiefs? What?
And it's crazy because Kareem Hunt, my favorite one is I was watching someone and they were like, yeah, could you imagine just being Kareem Hunt off the street coming in and just being able to absorb that playbook and that, being ready to go right away and being this productive. I'm like, bro, he was on the team. Like,
it's true.
It's the same fucking playbook. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's the same coach. It's the same quarterback. It's the same system, man.
Yeah.
And he was successful when he was young. Like, it's the same team.
Yeah.
I was listening to that. I was like, I don't think bro remembers where Kareem Hunt started.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt got started in.
He was here
in KC.
He was here with Ty and Mahomes and Kelsey. That was the core. The team we were talking about. We were like, that team's gonna be crazy. And then Kareem Hunt got released, and we are like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 8-0, pretty depressing. Buccaneers fall to 4-5. Honestly, I think that they can still win the South because it's the Falcons. And the only reason I believe that is because they get Mike Evans back in a couple weeks. Their schedule these next few weeks is a little unfortunate, if I'm not mistaken. They play the Niners. The return of McCaffrey that's tough. Then you get your bye week, which is great, and then you get Mike Evans back. So if you hold out just a little bit, you get some firepower back. Evans should be back week 12. It's a great sign going into their away game against the Giants, who they should thoroughly stomp, followed by another away game against the Panthers, who they should also thoroughly stomp. And then I believe, when do they play the Falcons? They play the Raiders, also a big win. They could absolutely get where are the Bucks? That's 3 wins they should have. Chargers, that's more of a toss-up, but I think the 3 wins there are very, very winnable. Then they have the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, which I have no clue what the Cowboys are going to be bringing to the table. Then they play the Panthers, their second game, and then I believe that's where they get the Falcons. No, they've already played the Falcons twice. They lost both Falcons games. Never mind. Then they get the Saints. Their schedule's really favorable to end the season, right? In my opinion. I don't think there's any games besides this Niners one that I don't think they can win. So, in my headcanon, this is a 10-7 team, right? They're going to need some help with the Falcons, of course, who don't look like they're slowing down. But a 10-7 team, depending on how the Packers, Vikings, Eagles end the season, that could be a playoff team. And especially with Mike Evans back, who he's phenomenal. Unfortunately, Mike Evans' streak of 1,000-yard seasons might come to an end this season. I'm really sad about that because he got hurt.
That would be disappointing, yeah.
I kind of hope he has some random 200-yard games so we can keep it. Because that's a streak well deserved. What does his stats look like right now? Mike Evans. Stats. He currently has... Okay. Why couldn't you just have a... I Google Mike Evans, and the first thing that pops up is Mike Evans versus Marshawn Lattimore. By the way.
Naturally.
He has 335 yards. So in 6 weeks, he would have to get 665 yards. Over 100 every game, basically. Right? Because he's not back this week. So they have 7 games, right? I guess it's under 100 yards. Just under. So he would need 95 yards a game to hit 1,000. For Mike Evans, fucking doable. Especially since he doesn't have to share with Chris Godwin because he's out for the season.
Yeah.
So, I trust Mike. But yeah, I believe this team could make the playoffs, and it really would suck because I think they're very successful this season. They just got screwed by injuries. I think their team looked so crisp to start this season. The Falcons games they kind of threw, and of course, I think they threw away that Chiefs game personally by not going for it. But then again, I've seen the Chiefs get a field goal in 13 seconds, and they had all 3 timeouts afterwards. Anything's freaking possible.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The only other thing I want to highlight is the Cowboys and the Falcons game. I think the Cowboys, I don't know how to help them. Genuinely. I know they also are going through injuries. I'm pretty sure they played this game. They've been playing a lot of the season without Micah Parsons. And that's obviously, their best player in my opinion. And that's rough. But Dak was trying. 18-24 and a tutty before he goes out. Cooper Rush comes in, throws 13-25 and a tutty. The issue is their running game. Their Rico Dowdle went 12 of 75. Zeke didn't travel with the team because he was in trouble. Their leading receiver was Jake Ferguson. CeeDee Lamb had 8 catches, but only 47 yards to show for it. It just feels like everything is it feels like they had a recipe to win this game, but then they got their defense got cooked by Kirk Cousins. This has been a defensive back group that's been phenomenal in recent years, and it just is not doing great this season, even with the return of a lot of guys. So I don't know. I don't care about the Cowboys. I pray on the downfall of the Cowboys. I think for my sake and the NFC East sake, it is more fun when the Cowboys are a better football team than this. Because then it looks competitive and it's more fun. So like if we beat them, it's like, well, you beat the Cowboys. It's like, well, but when we're dead, it's oh, we smacked the Eagles. It's like, oh God, So I need them at full strength when we beat them. It's the best. But
yeah,
I understand, and I do hope. Injuries are the worst part of football, obviously, and I do hope that they get healthy quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really wish that upon a lot of teams. I really don't. I don't want anybody getting hurt, unless it's maybe Marshawn Lattimore on the Washington Commanders. Just saying. All right, so Preddy results. You get to share it. You get to share this week. How do we?
I do. Your boy tied it back up.
Halfway
you can
through
check
the
my
season, man.
You could check my math, but I believe I went 12-3 and you went 10-5. A very respectable 10-5.
No, yeah, not bad. The Texans screwed me a little bit.
We both got the Texans wrong.
I went Falcons, Ravens, Bills. I went Panthers.
Yep, we both went Panthers.
I'm fucking nuts. We're nuts.
Yeah. We're nuts.
Bengals, easy. The Chargers
and
beat
then
the
you
Browns.
went Browns. So I got that one over you.
Did you not pick the Broncos over the Ravens?
I did not. I picked the Ravens.
Oh, okay, cool. So you picked the I picked the Browns. You picked the Chargers. Browns lost. The Eagles won. Commanders won. Titans won.
I picked the Bears.
I picked the Cards.
And you picked the Cardinals.
And then the Packers, Lions won.
I picked the Lions.
Right. Rams won.
I picked the Seahawks. So I lost that. But then I got Vikings and I got Chiefs.
So did I. How did you get 2 over me? Now I'm confused. Let's do it. Okay.
Because you lost the Texans.
Right. You picked Jets.
I did not pick the Jets.
Okay. So I lost
We both picked the Texans.
Okay. I lost Jets. I lost Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lose anything else up there.
You lost Packers.
I lost Packers.
You lost Rams.
The Rams won.
Oh, the Rams won. Wait.
I only lost 3.
Did you also go 12-3?
I went 12-3. I only lost the 2 or the 3 because I got Vikings.
You lost
Chiefs.
the Texans.
I lost the. So the Texans lost.
And the Cardinals.
The Packers lost. And the Browns lost.
So yeah, you also went 12-3. Okay, I'm on crack. Good to know. Glad we caught it now.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait, let me read this real quick. Let's go through the script. so we were. Did we have 4 different then? We split because we had a few different. So you got Texans was wrong.
What did we have different? We
had
had
the Chargers, Eagles, Commanders.
I got the Chargers and the Lions.
You went Bears.
But you had the
Seahawks. Bears
and the Seahawks.
You had Bears, Seahawks. I had Cardinals. So so we had we had Bears, Lions, Rams, that Bears Cardinals game, Lions, Packers. Okay, I can tell you the 4 we had different. You went Chargers, I went Browns. You went Bears, I went Cardinals. You went Lions, I went Packers. You went Seahawks, I went Rams, and we split those.
Right. Yes.
There it is. Boom. We both went.
We split those, and then we both got the Texans wrong.
Correct. We both got the Texans wrong, and we split the other 2. Dang, that was a good week for us. 12-3 is crazy.
We kind of went yeah.
Shout out to our pick'ems.
Yeah, we kind of went silly.
Yeah, that's my highest. No, we both went 12-2 in week 6. So that ties my highest win percentage this week. But your week 1 was 13-3, which is by far the best week 1 we've had to date.
Yes.
So, hey, you know what? I like it. I have actually had double digits wins for the last 4 weeks. It's pretty. I'm feeling good about that. 12-2, 11-4, 10-6, 12-3. Let's keep it going. What's the option this week? 14-0, 15-0, 14-0.
14-0. We got 4 teams on buys. No Browns, no Packers, no Raiders, no Seahawks.
Honestly, that's good for the NFL. No Browns or Raiders. That's a beautiful thing. Don't need to watch them play football. All right. Let's kick things off with our week 10 Preddies. I think we have some really, really, really fun matchups and some just normally just fun divisional matchups this week. And I think this is going to be great. Okay. Wait. Oh, this is your Preddies. I was looking at your Preddies instead. I was like, I definitely did not pick that team to beat that team. Well, now I know one. Like, what? So
you're cheating.
Yep, my bad. I'm sorry. Bengals, Cincinnati this is a divisional matchup if I'm not mistaken. This is a nice, good old AFC. Was this the North showdown? Yeah.
This is indeed the North.
So Cincinnati taking on the Ravens in Baltimore. Joe Burrow looks cracked these last few weeks. I just want to throw that out there. He looked pretty okay against the Eagles. He looked immaculate this week against the Raiders. He threw 5 tutties and he had that face like my girlfriend just broke up with me and I just went crazy this game. And then he's just riding that. That's the face he had on the bench after throwing his 4th touchdown. I was like, this guy's insane. However, I think Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry are more insane. The Eagles' formula was, hey, we should probably give it to that Saquon guy. And did you know Saquon is 2nd in the league in rushing yards? Do you know who number 1 is?
Who is number 1?
Derrick Henry. So give me the Ravens.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, if Saquon's gonna do it on the road in Cincy, I'm scared for what Derrick Henry's about to do to this team.
Yeah. I'm going to also pick the Ravens. They are on a roll. And I think they are going to continue to roll. I think Baltimore wins.
Yeah, they're trying to win this division, and this is a good week for them to potentially steal it, right? Because the Steelers are playing the Commanders. No pun intended, by the way. Because the Commanders are playing the Steelers. And
the Ravens will steal it, as spelled S-T-E-E-L.
Right. Exactly. All right, and our final international game, we get to penalize the Germans one more time for World War II. The Giants are heading. The Giants and Panthers are heading to Germany to play each other in what is one of the worst international matchups I've ever seen in my life. We are punishing them.
Yeah, it's pretty pitiful.
Bro, Panthers pulled out a good win. Bryce Young actually didn't look bad this week, by the way, against the Saints, but the Saints look atrocious. I don't know what to make of them. They've lost 7 straight. The Giants are also a 2-win team. I'm going to take the Giants, but I'm not taking them for fun. I'm like, Daniel Jones probably is better than Bryce Young, right?
Right.
It's Malik Neighbors mostly is the reason I'm picking the Giants, by the way. And the Giants' defensive line is really good. I think the Panthers and Bryce Young specifically will struggle against that.
Yeah, there was a good meme that I saw posted. There's no way this is true, but I thought it was funny. Is that Daniel Jones doesn't vote?
I saw that meme.
And apparently that came out in the locker room. That Malik Neighbors was like, "God damn, your decision making is that bad?"
On and off of it?
That's crazy.
Great work. I will say what was the big thing that I was gonna say? It was shoot. I forgot. My brain hurts. Yeah, no, I have no clue. The league Neighbors is crazy. Anyway. Oh, I remember. Did you know this fun fact about the Giants? Daniel Jones has not thrown or has not participated in a touchdown at MetLife for over 650 days or something crazy like that.
I think it was this week that he broke that.
Did he score?
Yes, I believe so.
Damn it! I was enjoying that one.
That was pretty funny.
He accounted for a touchdown this week?
I believe so. I believe he threw a touchdown.
Fucking throw. It was the last. You know what, Commanders? I'm not happy. He threw for 2 touchdowns, actually. Never mind. He did his job. There's a second quarter where he broke that. I thought that was an insane stat, by the way. Did you know Zach Ertz plays for the Commanders? I keep forgetting he's there. And then he catches a couple passes. And I'm like, hey, it's Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I remember that Zach Ertz is on the Commanders.
Hey, Zachary. How are you, buddy?
My guy.
Yes.
By the way.
Buying the way.
I'm taking the Panthers.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't. You know how we struggle to pick against 2 good teams? This is that, but opposite.
Yes. Tank Bowl Germany edition. So what do they call this? The Panzerstreik Bowl? Dutch Panzerstreik Bowl?
Prime German engineering.
Yes.
God.
Okay. Back over here in the States, though, we got Patriots in Chicago playing the Bears.
Yeah.
Bears looked rough last week. Patriots looked good last week. But the Patriots, I feel like, are overall less good than the Bears. Um, my gut tells me that Eberflus is done by the end of the year.
Dude,
I don't think he gets fired early.
he should.
Personally, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
But I think the Bears are done with Eberflus. I think the Bears do win this game, though.
I took the Bears too. I don't think the Patriots are good enough.
Yeah, I'm
I think
not
their
happy about
defense
it, but
is
I am
fine.
taking the Bears.
I think Eberflus needs to get fired. And the reason I think he needs to get fired is because I think he's the reason that they're struggling on offense. It's the play calling. And this is 2 seasons in a row. We said this when Justin Fields was a quarterback. This is not healthy environment for a quarterback right now. So I think he needs to go. Personally. But I am also taking the Bears over the Patriots because it's the Patriots. And it's in Chicago. I wonder how expensive this game is. This would actually be a fun game to go to.
It can't be that expensive. It's the Bears and the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I wonder.
This isn't exactly a Super Bowl, you know?
No, I mean it's probably like not even because I want to go to mostly because I just want to go to a football game, not because I want to see either of these teams play football.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like to see Caleb Williams in action. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Somehow on the top list, the Chicago Bears are not on here. I've gotten to there they are. What the fuck? You're telling me that the cheapest ticket to go watch this team play football is $180?
That's pretty crazy.
Nah, bro, that's insane.
That's thievery. That's
Hold
crime.
on, this is a better deal. This one's 180 for 2 people. Okay. This one's 180, but it's in section 400. It's a great seat though, I must say. I'd go to this game. In the 4th bowl for this, yeah, no, bro, I'm not going to watch the Patriots for $200, bro. I'm sorry. But DeAndre Swift, so this would be the second time I've seen DeAndre Swift in Chicago Stadium. Oh no, it wouldn't have been. He wasn't on the team last year, or that year. We went my first year. It was Miles Sanders. That was a Super Bowl run. Yeah, he was on the team last year. Never mind. I was gonna say it's weird it's happened twice, right? Because it's on 2 different teams.
Yeah.
Were they playing the Patriots? Anybody on the Patriots that played?
Ramondre Stevenson, Drake May, I guess.
I really give a fuck about, right? Yeah, I'm good. All right, moving right along. Bills play Colts this week. It sucks because, like, it low key though. Out of the rest of the Bears games, this is the cheapest one.
Oh, probably by a lot.
So the next one is the following week. The Packers are in town. You know that shit's expensive.
That's gotta be a gajillion dollars.
Yeah, that one's expensive as hell. There are actually some seats in the big bowl, like the upper level end zone, that are $100 off. That's actually not bad. That's a kind of a crazy situation. The Vikings game is $100 cheaper than the Packers from this. Then the Lions come to town, and in December, at the end of December, the week before Christmas. The week of Christmas, and that game is cheaper because it's December.
That makes sense.
And the Seahawks, I guess the Seahawks game is cheap. The Seahawks game is inexpensive. You can get into the same tickets that I would have said were in the 4th bowl, that for that $182. Yeah, I could get that for $200, in the 200s in the Seahawks game, which that would be way more fun. DK, come on now.
DK would be fun.
But also it's December 27th, and yeah, I'm not going to it.
Right.
I'm not going to that willingly. So it's December 26th. I apologize. It's a Thursday night football game. Wait, that would be fun as shit, though. Never been to it.
Thursday night getting rowdy on a Thursday night on a fucking school night.
Well, I mean, listen, I ain't got shit to do on a Friday, so.
It's fair.
It is the day after Christmas, though. Yeah, I'm not doing that shit. All right, moving right along. Bills, Colts, right? That's next.
That is next. Bills are way better.
Significantly better. Josh Allen looks
I'm going to go with the Bills.
I think so my opinion, and I think obviously he's not going to, but if it's like, because we know it's a quarterback favored award, I think the MVP this season is for sure Lamar Jackson right now. I think Derrick Henry should be in second place. It's that crazy how they're playing. However, second place should be Josh Allen. He is playing out of his mind. We have not seen him hold the ball not throw interceptions. Honestly, it's great. He's being taking care of the ball. He's honestly the reason this team is succeeding because they have not had a really good receiver until they grabbed Amari Cooper. Keon Coleman wasn't quite there yet, right? And now he can be who he needs to be because they have Amari Cooper. And it's just hard to stop them rolling. The Colts aren't a great team right now. They kind of have an identity crisis, especially since benching Anthony Richardson. So I will take the Bills as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I always overanalyze things, but that I needed to talk about the Bills being fucking insane. I have to put respect on Josh Allen's name. I usually shit on him. I want to respect him. All right. Vikings heading to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars. Jaguars coming off an unfortunate L. Vikings finally getting a win against the Colts. They've lost 2 straight prior to that. Their first 2 games they lost all season. Can they put together 2 back-to-back wins?
I think so.
I also think so. I don't think the Jaguars are a good football team. What I saw, they literally we should have handed them the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we took it. We won. So that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like we gave them the opportunity to win. We literally kept them in the game, and they said no.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I'm also going to take the Vikings.
Okay. I'm also taking the Vikings. But that takes us to Broncos Chiefs. I said if the Broncos beat the Ravens, maybe I'll start to have hope, and they didn't. So I'm going to say it. Broncos are awful. I'm not doing that thing where I have hope. So I'm just going to tell you that they're awful and convince myself otherwise. But they certainly don't beat the undefeated Chiefs.
No.
Right? Like the Chiefs lose when the Chiefs will lose when the Chiefs lose.
The Broncos beat the Chiefs last season in Kansas City, didn't they?
They did. Was it in Kansas City?
I believe it was in Kansas City. It was a crazy game because we talked about it. I was like, there's no way. Because we were talking about,
No, the Broncos won in Denver.
Was it in Denver? Okay. That game was crazy.
It was in Denver.
Okay, they did win. Oh, they lost in Kansas City by, okay. When's the last time they won in Kansas? Jesus Christ, that was the first time they beat
Last time
them.
they won in Kansas City was probably 2016. Or the 2015 season.
2015.
Before. I remember
September
that game vividly.
17th, 2015 was the last time they won.
Yep, I remember that game vividly. We probably should have lost that game. Gosh, what's his name? Who was the running back for the Chiefs forever?
Oh my God. Oh, I know. A very important dude too.
It's not Priest Holmes. It's the dude after Priest Holmes. And it's the dude before Kareem Hunt.
Jamal Charles.
Yeah.
Like someone really fucking important.
Yeah. Broncos tied it up, and the Chiefs had they had time to drive, and then Jamal Charles fumbled on the first play of their drive, and Bradley Roby scooped and scored, and the Broncos won the game off of that.
Emmanuel Sanders caught a 19-yard pass, and then the scoop and score to win the game.
Yep, I remember that game vividly.
It's crazy because y'all were on a massive losing streak against Chiefs. You hadn't beat the Chiefs since then, and you just beat them last year. So that's great.
True.
That's great, right? That's a step in the right direction.
That's the last time we beat the Chiefs.
And that was an important game too. Like you handily beat 24-9 is not a sneeze. So I think to my defense, I think you guys are better than you were last year. But
by far.
I also don't think the Chiefs with DeAndre Hopkins is crazy. I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm going with the Chiefs
because
as well.
It's in Kansas City, but the Chiefs being 9-0 feels dirty.
Yeah, I remember that 2015 game too, because we beat them in Kansas City and they beat us in Denver.
Correct. The game in Denver.
That's Peyton Manning needed 4 yards to break the all-time passing yard record or something like that. Did it and then hurt his foot and then missed the next few weeks, and then we got our shit beat out of us because Brock Osweiler was not ready.
Correct. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs easy.
All right, Falcons head to New Orleans to play the Saints this week in a divisional matchup. Saints just fired their head coach.
Saints are in shambles.
Injuries don't help. I think Rashid Shaheed being out. Chris Olave got hurt in this game. They're missing some people.
Marshawn Lattimore is gone.
They just traded Marshawn Lattimore. Give me Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, so far we are in agreement, and the only disagreement we have is Giants-Panthers.
That's not exactly a hill that I'm going to die on either.
No, I think that's hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly. All right, this is a game
This is an interesting one.
The Niners are playing the Bucs. This is the Christian McCaffrey return game.
Yes.
Buccaneers still don't have Mike Evans back, but even without Mike Evans, they have looked. Honestly, they're losing close games. They don't look bad.
They are. The Bucs are decent.
They don't look bad, and that's what's killing me. Is I think they should be winning some. They should have beat the. I think they could have beat the Falcons. They were not going to beat the Ravens. I'm so sorry. They could have beat the Chiefs, honestly, this week.
They could have beat the Chiefs.
It was that close. The Niners are still in a weird spot because I think they're still missing their offensive weapons that aren't Christian McCaffrey, like Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel's not really doing much. Those types of things are impacting them. Christian McCaffrey obviously a lot, but I think they're going to ease him in, right? I don't think this is his first. Like he's going to get like a bunch of carries week 1, not a bunch of touches this week. Then going to ease him in. He's going to come back more in week 11 against the Seahawks at home. This gives me the feelings of an upset because it's in Tampa. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers as an upset against the Niners this week.
I'm also taking Tampa.
Really? Yeah.
I just changed my mind, if I'm being honest,
Okay.
but I'm going with Tampa.
I almost picked the Niners this week.
Yeah, the thing that was keeping it from me was the Niners are also coming off a bye.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
people are still banged up. The people that are banged up up for more than just that 2 weeks, right? It's not like they're getting people back. They're literally getting Chris McCaffrey back. They activated him. He's supposed to play. There's a chance he just doesn't play, right? Because who knows? It's no one knows how to deal. Was it tendonitis, right? Or is it?
I don't remember.
Something with his.
I thought it was
Achilles,
something
right?
with his calf.
I have no clue.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's tough. So I'm going to go with the Bucs. You went with the Bucs. This game, I feel like I want to circle, and it is potentially the game of the week.
Steelers Commanders?
Yes.
It's up there.
I think it's this one or Bengals Ravens on Thursday night. Maybe Niners.
I think
Bucs.
Lions Texans is fun too.
Is it me or do I feel like the Texans are about to get smoked? I don't know. It's a weird
It's
one.
in Houston.
It's a weird one.
But yeah, Steelers Commanders is a ton of fun.
Yes.
That's a really interesting matchup.
I think it's really fun. Very defensive team versus a very offensive team. Newly added Marshawn Lattimore. And this game is so important for this team because they go right to play Thursday Night Football in Philadelphia, right? This would be really nice if this game was in Pittsburgh, right? Because they wouldn't travel very fucking far. But Washington, D.C. isn't too far from Philly either. The reason this is weird is because of the short week. So you want to try to get rest for your players because the Eagles game probably is the most important game of your season to date. So for that reason, and I know this is weird, I think they're going to super prepare for the Eagles that this game is going to fly under the radar a little bit because they're going to think they're prepared. And Marshawn Lattimore isn't quite, he just got traded today. They play in 5 days. Who knows how he's going to be accustomed to everything. I honestly think the Steelers can come in here and beat them. So I'm going to take the Steelers.
I actually also took Pittsburgh. Steelers are coming off a bye.
That too.
And I think the Steelers defense that's a defense that's built to swallow rookie quarterbacks whole. Correct. I saw it my damn self.
Yep. Especially with Mike Tomlin at the helm.
Yeah. So I my gut tells me Steelers win.
Me too. And that's great because then we'll be playing for division leader in week 11. I think that's one of the more fun things in the season. As long as the Eagles don't choke against the Cowboys. But then again, we still will be playing for division leader because we're only half a game behind them. They haven't had their bye week yet, if I'm not mistaken.
The Commanders have not. They had their bye week last.
Week 14, yeah.
It's them, the Broncos, the Ravens, the Patriots, the Colts.
Yeah, there's a lot left.
Somebody else.
There's a lot of byes left. That bye week with week 14 is Colts,
we have
Patriots.
The sheet I can literally look at.
Colts, Patriots, Commanders, Broncos, Ravens, Texans.
I forgot the Texans.
Yeah.
If anybody gives a shit.
Right. All right, so we both have the Steelers. Next is the Titans are heading to LA to play the Chargers and SoFi. SoFi has 2 games this week, one midday Sunday and then following Monday night. So I think the Titans are going to roll in here and get thoroughly squashed and go home. So give me the Chargers.
I'm also taking the Chargers.
It just makes sense. Jets are heading to Arizona to play the Cardinals. This is a funny matchup because the Jets kind of look like they're figuring some stuff out, but the Cardinals don't look bad. They're 5-14, right? So, what are you thinking?
I'm going with the Cardinals in Arizona to win this game. At the end of the day, I think the Cardinals match up better against the Jets than the Jets do against the Cardinals. I think this is a close one, but I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
I'm also going to take the Cardinals this week. I think it just makes sense. It just feels weird. The Jets have been too wishy-washy all season long. Like I feel like they're losing games they should win.
Mm-hmm.
But then they show up against the Texans. It's at home, but I don't know. Feels weird. My game of the week for sure. I know what is actually games of the week, but this is my game of the week. Mm-hmm. Eagles are playing the Cowboys in Jerry World. Probably no Dak. We're probably getting Cooper Rush. Micah Parsons probably. I believe he's back off IR and is playing this week. Mm-hmm. The Eagles are maybe without AJ Brown, but with how the cornerbacks have been playing and fucking Saquon Barkley, I have no reason to believe that the Cowboys win, especially with how they're reeling. So give me the Eagles to win this game. That and I want to pick the Cowboys against the Eagles.
That's true. Yeah, you didn't have to say any of that stuff before. But I'm actually also taking the Eagles because, listen, Cowboys and Jerry World against the Eagles lately has been kind of a done deal. But the Dakless Cowboys in Jerry World against the Eagles is a different story.
Yeah, and
so I'm going with the Eagles.
I want to give you one more stat to boot with that. The Cowboys haven't won at home all season long, and they've
That's very true.
Looked worse at home. Dak has thrown more interceptions at home, but doesn't on the road. So this is a tough one for the Cowboys. And even without Eagles bias, I think we both are on the situation. Man, I don't know what the Cowboys are doing, but they need to figure it out. Situation. So, okay. Sunday Night Football, Lions Texans. Tough matchup.
Tough matchup indeed.
I think the Lions are the best team in football. I get the Chiefs are undefeated, but the Lions are the best, and I don't see them stopping the train anytime soon. So give me the Lions.
I am also taking the Lions. They're rolling hot. Texans are a pretty, decent matchup.
Good team.
But Detroit is way too good right now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolute facts. Team's tough. And then the Dolphins, Miami is heading to SoFi to play the Rams.
Rams have won 3 in a row, haven't they?
Matchup. They've been on a streak. Getting Cooper Kupp back, getting Puka Nacua back has helped. Tua back has actually done wonders for this Dolphins team, by the way. They were really close against whoever they just played, the Bills. Is that who they lost to on the road? They tied the game up and lost to a 61-yard field goal, right? So that's things to think about. I am going with the Rams personally. I think it was a close one, but I definitely am taking the Rams. It's a closer one than I think it is, but I think Cooper Kupp adds a lot.
I'm also going with the Rams. So the only one we have different this week is
Josh Allen threw an interception. German game.
Yeah, it's the only game we have different is fucking Germany.
Yeah, and Josh Allen threw an interception that wasn't his fault this week because I watched that. It popped out of Keon Coleman's hand, and Ramsey said, "Oh, I'll take it," and just took it. Crazy. All right. Well, this is going to be a week of football. I feel weird. Week 10, though. We're in double-digit weeks, and it feels weird. We're into the month of November. Ravens, Giants, Bears, Bills, Vikings, Chiefs, Falcons, Bucks, Steelers, Chargers, Cardinals, Eagles, Lions, Rams for me. And then exact same thing. Rattle it off, because I feel like you need it.
Ravens, Panthers, Bears, Bills, Vikings, Chiefs, Falcons, Buccaneers, Saints, or Steelers, excuse me. Chargers, Cardinals, Eagles, Lions, Rams. Listen, man, Pope Francis is rooting for the Saints, though. So
facts.
He has God on their side.
I've had this game. So I wrote all the games down on my calendar, so I know when I need to react to them. Very excited about the Birds Commanders game. I'll tell you that much. I'm very excited about that game. Thursday night next week. The Birds Cowboys game this week is gonna be fun. Really stoked about the fact that we have a Sunday Night Football game on Thanksgiving week. Really excited about that. I guess it's not. It's a Sunday before Thanksgiving. I don't know. And then we have to play the Ravens. So if we can get out of the month of November 4-0, that'd be huge. That's my goal. If we can get out 4-0, that'd be great. I think we get out 3-1 because I think we're going to lose one of the Commanders-Cowboys games. And I pray it's the Cowboys, not the Commanders. You want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Beating the Commanders is more important at home than beating the Cowboys on the road. Both are equally important. Maybe I'd rather lose the Rams game. Actually, if there was a game I wish we lost, it was the Jags game. I'd rather beat all the NFC opponents.
That's fair.
But we won. Winning is winning. I obviously pray for 4-0, but I think we're going to go 3-1 because that's how it's going to go. But if we go 4-0, at what point do we talk about the Eagles being a good team again?
I think the Eagles are a good team.
I think they're a good team. I don't think they're a Super Bowl team. Do you think that if they beat the next few teams, that like if they go 4-0 this month, do you think they're a Super Bowl team? Like they have a chance?
I think they're pushing
the
it.
Lions are the favorites. I mean, the Lions are favorites. But I think we're like I think we're better than the Cardinals. I personally think we're better than the Packers. I think we're better than the Falcons. Don't let the loss fool you. That was before we figured shit out. Just like last season when we beat the Bucs and then fell apart. It's the opposite of that this season.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. I think we could beat the Vikings. Jettas is a pain in the ass, but we've locked him up before, and I trust. The Lions and the Commanders are scaring me though. The Commanders with Marshawn Lattimore terrifies me now, bro. It's actually insane. All right. Well, that is all for the podcast this week. Do you have any remarks to close it out today?
I got nothing.
Honestly, let's just have another fun week of football. Honestly, can we pray for a Broncos upset? If both the Broncos and Eagles come out of this divisional matchups on the road with wins, we get to celebrate and like going into the next pod. We get to actually have a fun time next pod. All right. We're gonna do drafting all time Broncos and duking it out.
That would be fun, actually.
Do that for all 32 teams.
Who wins in like an all-time Broncos, all-time Eagles matchup?
Versus each other?
Yeah.
I have the better options at quarterback, but I feel like your quarterback is one.
You have options at quarterback. I have the answer at quarterback.
Yeah.
But like outside of that, I think it's close, you know?
Because running back we get, I would say Shady and Saquon.
We get Terrell Davis.
Maybe Westbrook. Has Saquon done enough to warrant being over either Shady or Westbrook? That's tough. Wide receivers. I mean, A.J. Brown's one of the greatest wide receivers to ever play for this team. Dude, honestly, I think
we got Rod Smith. We got Demaryius Thomas. We got prime Brandon Marshall.
Ooh. I think the Eagles overall will have a better offense. I think the defense is going to be terrifying on your side because we'll get Doc. But then
y'all get Doc. We get Steve Atwater, Champ Bailey, Randy Gradishar, Von Miller.
We get Fletch. Fletch is a good one.
You'll get Fletch.
Dog. Our O-line is probably just going to be our recent O-line. We're going to have
we get prime Brandon Marshall on defense.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no. That's terrifying. I don't know. We should do
Best
that.
Nevada Wolfpack alumni, Brandon Marshall, by the way.
We definitely should do that one time, just for the memes.
That'd be fun. That'd be interesting.
Team based off of us. We'll have to do that one time, but actually prep for it, because then we'll have we'll bring together our actual all-time team versus each other and see how we do. Hey, so I decided to go with blank, blank, blank. We can make a depth chart too. How about that? Not a whole 52 fucking team depth chart, but if we wanted to, we could. I think that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
2 quarterbacks, 3 running backs, a nice little receiver room. I put Carson Wentz to start because he actually almost led us to a Super Bowl. Then when he gets hurt inevitably in the Super Bowl game when we play y'all, we have Nick Foles right there. That type of stuff. All right. With that being said, it's been a heck of a podcast episode. As always, a blast.
It always is.
Always a blast to talk football. Uploading has been a pain in my butt, and it's my fault. There was an episode that corrupted and threw me all types of off. My literal video is dead. I don't know what happened. I can't export it. I can't upload it. I can't do shit with it. I tried to convert it. I've been trying to fix it, and it's literally the week 7 podcast or something like that. It just will not work. So that's my fault. But we'll figure everything else out. Everything else has literally been edited. I just need to upload it like a smart person. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, comment wherever you are, and share the love. With that being said, it has been a great podcast episode from Behind the Plays. My name's Davion. That is Eric, and we are out of here. Peace.
See ya.